All right, Crown Jewel done in the books. It's over with. So I was like, it was a really good pay per view. It wasn't like, oh my god, not every match was like great, but I was like, I was like, the majority of the matches was really well. Um, yeah, I was like, I think I pretty much had a clean slate on this. Like, I was like, I got all my picks right because I'm just like, that prediction, like math, like science, wizard kind of guy. That's what I am. But yeah, no. I was like, we had the Sami Zayn Madonna kickoff show. I'm gonna be honest. I already knew Sami was gonna win. I really just skipped towards the end. Just he won. That's what you need to know. They wanted to get on the show. He had a big ass pop, pretty much. I was like Seth and McIntyre. I was like, figure Seth would win here. I would like Drew to win here, but like the Shinsuke thing, Drew wasn't going to win this at all. Basically, it took like a plethora of moves. They each hit their finisher, kicked out. Then I was like, Seth was able to basically get him with a pedigree curb stomp combo, and I guess like daze him enough to get the win because Drew pretty much got like up a little bit pretty quickly after that. Then you sort of had a cash in from Priest that didn't go well because Sammy took the belts. I mean, took not the belt, but the briefcase, and he's now in the win with it. So, I mean, we'll see what happened there. Just because, I mean, unless it's transferred, you can't do nothing with it. But it looked like Seth was like, oh, thank God nobody's going to challenge me type of thing. Then Rhea sort of gave Drew the look of like, so you chose wrong, buddy. And then going into the next match, I was like, Rhea had her 5-woman championship match, which, everybody sort of, had like a little 5-second theme song kind of thing, with Raquel and Nia and Shayna and Zoe. Then Rhea had a really long one where a whole bunch of dudes came out and it didn't do anything at all for the entrance. It did, like the goblets or whatever they had didn't light up. They weren't on fire. I don't know what the purpose of it was, but Rhea outfit and everything was great. Yeah, and pretty much you sort of just got like a huge like hit and fest of basically bunch of hits, everybody move, combo moves. I was like sort of what you just sort of doing this. So especially like it didn't really go long. Like Seth and McIntyre went long. This one didn't go long. It was like really fast paced, where everybody hitting their stuff and whatnot. So I was like, it was really fun. I was like, you got everybody a little bit where you got Rhea and Raquel. I was like, well, Rhea sort of had her thing with everybody, Nia and stuff like that. Then everybody teamed up on Nia. I was like, Nia sort of didn't have any impact towards the end, which I was sort of surprised about, but I guess that's sort of maybe like to keep her strong in a way, because I was like, Raquel hit her with her move, and then Nia sort of like got out the ring, and then after that, it was really Rhea just hitting Riptide on Shayna, then hitting a big Riptide on Zoe, from the rope to Zoe and Raquel to Shayna, and then pinning Shayna for the win. So, but no, I was like, fun match. I was like, all of them had a little women can't be seen body parts outfits, pretty much. But they all was, I mean, I was like, I like everybody's outfit pretty much. I was like, Nia looked good in her little like cat suit. I was like, Rhea in her little gimp suit or whatever. That was I was like, Shayna just looking like sort of, she sort of looked like a 2000s type of like look like that. I imagine that would like Avril Lavigne look like or something like that on like one of her things. What the hell? Yeah, I was like, yeah. Anyway, so then I was like, next match, I believe it was Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio, and once again got that right. I mean, but I was like, who really couldn't see it coming that Logan Paul was going to take that. Uh, really, I was like, don't get me wrong. I was like, it had its like spot fest of like Logan Paul doing like some crazy stuff, but it wasn't set up that way. It sort of was set up like how his matches outside of like Ricochet has sort of been, whereas it's like you're not expecting it and it just happens more so than you're planning on it and it happens. I was like, he pretty much just sort of played and just bullied Ray like during the whole match. But Ray got in like some decent offense. Logan Paul doing his jumping where he did like a far like hell away lion salt type of on Ray. Caught Ray a couple times. Like they had a couple sloppiness, and it wasn't just him. Like Ray also like that the last part of the match. Ray did not get over. Like he knew the punch was coming, but because of that, he didn't get to do his like jumping off the rope. He sort of just like you could tell like it was a little bit messed up. But I don't mind mess ups or botches if you want to say if it still able to be played off and you could still do something with him. Like him and Ray was able to make something out of them that made it look like. Cause I was like, sometimes I'm like, what is too perfect? I'm like, well, obviously because of what it is, that is like it's too clean. But you also don't want to have one look like, ooh, that was supposed to do something either. Anyway, Logan Paul does something dirty to basically get the match with the little knuckles, takes Ray out. And that's pretty much what it is. And Logan Paul's going to be your champion. And we'll see how long that goes. Hopefully, a decent amount of time. We also had John Cena and Sikoa call this one. I was like, to me, there was no reason for John Cena to win at all. I didn't think that he would. I thought that this would play along with him not having no match he's won in however many days. But yeah, no, I was like, yeah, Solo pretty much dominated most of the match. John Cena barely got into any offense. I was like, basically his whole point was like to try to, how everybody sort of takes out like a foot or a leg or something like that. He was taking out his hand and his thumb. And pretty much just stopping every attempt at the Samoan spike until he couldn't. Then after that, it was just, he just was getting spike, Samoan spike. And he probably had more spikes than what I just said right there. He was getting, I was like, he was getting spiked so much that I thought it was, I was like, I didn't know that he was practicing like a volleyball term. I was like, maybe it was a new alcohol coming out. I don't know. But that's how badly he was getting spiked. And he just dominated Cena and won the game. I mean, won the match. Cena sold it a bit, but not. Like, he sort of, like, he was like one of those, like, farewell kind of things that made you think that's like, it was like, oh, so retirement. Like, so he didn't really sell it, but he did sell it because he was, he'll grab it every now and then. But I mean, I was like, after so spiking like that, I felt like, that's when like people need to be like acting like, oh, a couple refs, try to take you out of here kind of thing. Anyway, it's fine. I was like, then we had Io and we had Bianca Belair. Also, we got that one right up picking Io. I did get it right. Also thinking that, Bayley was going to do something in there to get, have a chance or whatever. Io basically tried to take out Bianca's knee, and it really didn't do anything. Like, they're really, like, she, when she would do her flips and every now and then, she'll, like, land on it and it'd be a problem. But to be honest, she didn't really sell that at all. She was still able to be powerful and flip and stuff like that. So it really didn't make any difference. Yeah, and to be honest, I was like, towards the end, Io, of course, it looks like she's going to lose. Bayley tries to help. It doesn't really help at the point where Io hits Bayley. It was on accident, but it didn't seem like it was a terrible thing. And then out of nowhere, Kairi Sane comes back and basically takes out Bianca and basically helps get Io to win against Bianca. Then they had a beat down. Then they had like an embracing of a hug, and they like show Bailey, and Bailey sort of just little, like, was like from happy to like, yeah, she won the title to, you got a new friend, that kind of thing. And it really, I was like, I mean, to be honest, this is the girl version of what they're doing over there with Judgment Day, because I was like, it's basically like, I mean, I was like, I feel like it's gonna be better, but it basically JD Madonna being friends with Finn Balor, and that being a whole thing causing, whatever between the members of Judgment Day, and they use him but slowly help him, and he try to help him, but he's slowly used, but they don't really accept him. I think it's going to be a lot more effective because Kairi Sane could probably be more of a threat to not just damage control, but also fighting. Like, she ain't going to take a bunch of pins and lose in the same way that Madonna has. I like Madonna sort of has to do that with the Judgment Day clique, where it's like Kairi Sane is going to come out winning. They're going to be on the road. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up, if she keeps her title and them trying to take the tag team, not just, be more dominant, especially Dakota being out or whatever. But I could see them trying to do the damage control thing while also Kairi's like, you don't need these people. It's going to cause some dysfunction. But but it'll work a whole lot better. Then we had Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes. Damian Priest, he come out with the tag titles, which I feel is weird to me doing that when you're not coming out as a tag team. I just feel like you could just keep them in the back. But also maybe if they just had one title instead of two, it'd probably look better. Cody ain't got a briefcase, comes out. I was like, Cody Rhodes comes out, so the thing song, whoa, that kind of thing. Then as soon as he comes in, Damian Priest just stomps the hell out of him. And yeah, pretty much after that, it was a very quick match. They just basically just started going really quickly into move sets, and the signature move where Priest did his version of the Rose Killer. I think it's a Reckoning or whatever. Then Cody Rhodes does his move. Then Finn Balor trots down with Dom. JD Madonna's in there, and when they think you about to do something, Oos comes out basically to make the save. Super kicks all over him, and then takes him away with a chair. Because, I was like, he got a chair, so that means that's like the equivalent of 4 people. And then after that, Cody Rhodes just do 3 crossroads in a row, bam, 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 and takes out Damian Priest, and that's wrap. And then our main event, I was like, LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. And you know who won? Did LA Knight win? Nah. No. It was, acknowledge him, it was Roman Reigns. That's the winner. And I was like, quick match. Like, it wasn't long and drawn out like a normal Roman match, but it wasn't really quick like a bunch of other LA matches. Yeah, I was like, pretty much, it was just like quick pace. Then I was like, well, with LA Knight, and then with the Roman, then they sort of was like match and balance of fighting. Of course, then Jimmy got to step his ass up in there. He caused a distraction. LA Knight was sort of able to get them, get them both until basically Roman spears them through the barricade. Then after that, it was pretty much a wrap, because he did spear LA Knight early before that, and LA Knight kicked out, which I was surprised about. Most time they don't have you kick out the spear, so that was pretty big for them to do that. Which sort of sticks to me that I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't come back around. Like, I was like, I mean, I know he's not supposed to be there at Survivor, but I wouldn't be surprised if LA Knight doesn't stay involved in bloodline stuff. Especially, I guess with War Game coming up. So I was like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he'll be in that because of what they're probably going to do. I don't think he'll be brand war, but yeah, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if just doesn't get hit back up or some form of way. Cause I'm like, you shouldn't have a. I mean, like he lost, but he lost as a champ, and he hadn't done anything really of note. It's really been a lot of fan support that's really gotten LA Knight here. So for you to lose, I was like, you're fine. Now you're over here. Now you're in a status where like, all right, if you're in a match with LA Knight, I mean, if LA Knight's in a match or anything for a title, he has a chance to actually win. It's just that it happened to be the main championship. Cause like, even if he would have get Seth, he would have gonna win that one. I mean, well, it's Seth, so he might win that one. But yeah, no, he was able to pretty much. I was like, he held his own or whatever, and then he just came toward the end where he just basically just got speared over, kind of thing, and Roman Reigns to the victory. Yeah. So I was like, even though it felt pretty long of being like over 3.5 hours, it also wasn't that long at the same time once you actually got into the flow of matches. Of course, you have your matches that's always there for a little bit of a break, but it was a pretty much straightforward pay-per-view. I thought the crowd could have been better during matches. I was like, they lit up for the entrances and all that other stuff, but during the matches, they were a little bit. In comparison, I guess sometimes how like they sort of be over there with that in that venue. But hey, I was like, pretty good pay-per-view. Anyway, that was my recap. I was like, you see, I had a clean slate. I was like, all my picks done. Anyway, like the video, I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. Until then, next wrestling event.